Hi, my name is Albert and I want to welcome you to Mainland Cycle Center's new vehicle department. Today we're going to take a look at this 2013 Kawasaki ZX14R Ninja. This is in the Passion Red. Beautiful color. Been a little while since we did kind of a solid red this color on a on a ZX14. I'm not sure that we've done it maybe since 06 when they were first introduced, the ZX14s. Anyway, I like it. Red and black's a good color. You know, the ZX14's done really well in its first year for 2012. Of course, this is a 2013, as I said. No real changes from 12 to 13 that I could think of. But we'll talk about some of the stuff that was new on the ZX14s for 2012. That also applies to this bike, of course. These do come with the solo cowl. The seat is under there. The seat goes all the way back. Well, I guess it stops short right over here. But the ZX14R, the big thing starting with 2012 is they now have that R on the end. And as Ricky Gadsden said, that R is what's really important about these bikes, because that's the difference. And of course, what we're talking about there is the increased displacement. These are still a ZX14 like the previous ones, but the previous ZX14s were 1352 cc's. These are 1441 cc's. So about a 90 cc increase in displacement, and that really is translated into more power. One of the things that Kawasaki did on these is there's now 2 radiator fans compared to the previous 2011 and older ZX14s. This now has 2 radiator fans. They've also changed some other heat management issues to make the bike run cooler. And then Kawasaki has redesigned these fairings. Kawasaki's been doing this on all their bikes. It's what Kawasaki calls the CAMS philosophy, or Kawasaki Air Management philosophy, where they're trying to really scoop that hot air away from the driver to give you a cooler riding experience temperature-wise. Of course, an aluminum chassis, a 6-speed transmission, disc brakes front and rear. You can see the more intricate wheels that we have on the ZX14Rs compared to the 11 and older ZX14s. Definitely, they took about 3 pounds out of those wheels. The LED rear tail light with the clear turn signals. Hydraulic clutch with radial master cylinders front and rear. Try to get you a good look at everything. Radially mounted Nissan calipers in the front. So there's your 4-piston caliper there on the front, radially mounted. The pedal style rotors, and of course, as we talked about in my videos many times, these little pedals are just allow for greater surface area, these little cuts to dissipate heat. Inverted front forks. Metzler tires on these. Of course, these bikes are ram air, which means as you're driving down the road, air is being forced into this ram air duct. That air goes into the pressure, the air box under pressure, and just creates more horsepower. You've got ram air ducts going from that opening around into here, passes through the frame into the air box and around into the motor. And so it's kind of free horsepower by having that ram air. I mean, other than adding the ducts and that little bit of weight, it doesn't add any strain on the motor. It relieves strain on the motor, makes it easier to draw air in. Of course, the new instrumentation, new for 2012 I should say. More information on the display. This bike unfortunately is not serviced. I won't be able to turn it on. I've got some other videos where the ZX14s are, and if you want to see what one of these gauges looks like, I have one that we walk through all the switches and controls and everything. But these have traction control, and so there's 3 traction control modes. You'd use this button to switch those traction control modes 1, 2, 3, and then you can turn the traction control off. And then you have 2 power modes, full power and low power. You do have a passing light button here that flashes the high beam. It says pass on it there. You have adjustable levers, so you can turn this dial to adjust your levers, and that will adjust your reach on the levers here. And of course we have the radial master cylinders that we've talked about before, which means as you pull this lever back this away, you're also pushing a piston this way. So by pushing that piston, you just get a better feel on that piston, as opposed to the old style bikes when we used to pull the lever this way and we were pushing a piston this way. It's just a better feel. Not so much on the clutch side, but for sure on the brake side. And again, you've got your dial there that lets you adjust that reach there, your engine kill, start button, and of course that's your throttle. For those who don't know, I would think most anybody looking at this bike probably knows where the throttle and the brakes are, and the shifter. But these are really fantastic bikes, great bikes for street bike riding, of course very popular for drag racing. They're very maneuverable, plenty maneuverable enough for on the street. I've seen guys do track days and things with these bikes, so you certainly can do that. The bike is certainly nimble enough for that. But a really nice bike to get out on the highway with. The longer wheelbase makes it a little smoother, and then just the fact that it's a little bigger bike makes it a little smoother in general. So, just really fantastic bikes. Kawasaki has really taken over the crown, I believe, as far as the top displacement big bike. And of course we're talking about the Hayabusa, which is a very fast motorcycle, but this bike's just plain faster. So when you compare a stock bike to a stock bike, this bike is faster than the current Hayabusa, and performs very well. Smoother riding also. And the Kawasaki bikes, I think it should be said, they're very high quality motorcycles. These bikes are built in Japan, and they're very high quality motorcycles. There's just not cheap stuff on these bikes. Yeah, you can spend $20,000+ on an Italian motorcycle that's got more sophisticated suspension, and but for more money you can get better suspension. But these bikes are very high quality, very durable, very reliable, and you can get many, many years and lots of miles of service out of them. So I think that mostly wraps up our look at this 2013 ZX14R in the Passion Red. Alright. We're Mainland Cycle Center. We're located about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45 in LaMarque, Texas. Our website is mainlandcyclecenter.com. Our phone number is 409-948-4969. Just give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come by and see us. We would love to help any way we can. Hey, thanks for watching.